Hello, and thank you for watching the Crime Control and Prevention District 2020 Continuation Election Presentation. I am Chief of Police Ed Kraus, and with me today is Assistant Police Director Christianne Simmons. We are here to provide information about the Crime Control and Prevention District, or CCPD for short, why it was created, the programs it funds, and the continuation election on July 14th.
So what is the Crime Control and Prevention District, or CCPD? The CCPD provides revenue from a half-cent sales tax dedicated to funding programs aimed at reducing and preventing crime in Fort Worth. The district was established in 1995 following high crime rates that occurred in the late 1980s. The CCPD is managed by a 9-member board of directors that is responsible for establishing the annual budget and policies, overseeing expenditures, and evaluating programs. CCPD budgets must also be approved by the City Council, and funds of the CCPD are administered by the city, primarily the Fort Worth Police Department. Referring to the chart, the crime rate has dropped 63% since 1995 when the CCPD was established, while population continues to increase. The black line on this chart is the crime rate, and the blue area is population. As you can see, the crime rate continues to decrease, while the population continues to increase. The next continuation election on whether to continue the district and tax for a 10-year term is on Tuesday, July 14th, 2020, and early voting is June 29th through July 10th, 2020. This slide shows the breakdown of sales tax in Fort Worth. The total sales tax collected is 8.25 cents of every dollar spent. 6.25 cents goes to the state, 1 cent is for the city's general fund, a half cent is for Trinity Metro, and a half cent is for the CCPD. This chart shows the CCPD sales tax each year since 2011. Sales tax revenues have generally increased year over year.
This chart shows how the CCPD sales tax revenue is distributed. There are 5 funding categories: neighborhood crime prevention, enhanced enforcement, partners with a shared mission, equipment, technology, and infrastructure, and recruiting and training. Equipment, technology, and infrastructure receives 38% of the funding, followed by enhanced enforcement with 29%. Neighborhood crime prevention at 19%, recruitment and training at 8%, and partners with a shared mission at 6%. I will go into greater detail of each category in the coming slides. The district funds 294 total positions, including 251 sworn officer positions and 43 civilian positions. The city's general fund pays for the remaining sworn and civilian positions. In addition to sales tax, revenue is received from other sources, including reimbursement revenue from partner organizations, sale of capital assets, and miscellaneous revenue.
Now for more detail about each of the 5 funding categories. First is neighborhood crime prevention. CCPD provides funding for these programs: Code Blue volunteer programs such as Citizens on Patrol, the Clergy and Police Alliance, Ministers Against Crime, and CERT. For those of you who are not familiar with the COP program, it is a program in which citizens patrol their neighborhoods, serving as the eyes and ears of the neighborhood, and work with officers to solve and prevent neighborhood crime. The Crime Prevention Unit coordinates community events to educate on various safety programs, including personal safety, identity theft, workplace violence, and others. Fort Worth PD has partnered with the Park and Recreation Department to implement the Graffiti Abatement Program, which removes graffiti from hundreds of properties each year. And finally, the Neighborhood Police Officer, or NPO program. NPOs are assigned to specific geographic areas throughout the city to serve as a designated resource for residents and businesses in the area.
As far as enhanced enforcement, CCPD funding provides additional officers to specialized units and patrol divisions to respond to emerging crime trends, target violent crime, and work on getting the most active offenders off the street. This includes an expansion of the city's general fund SWAT team and special response team officers. CCPD has partnered with 6 independent school districts to split the cost of providing officers in middle schools and high schools throughout Fort Worth. 79 school resource officers are funded through a partnership between the CCPD and the ISDs. School resource officers are in schools within the Fort Worth, Crowley, Eagle Mountain, Saginaw, Keller, Lake Worth, and Northwest ISDs. as well as the Lena Pope Home. CCPD provides funding for parks, community policing, and facilities for residents participating in various park and recreation department and neighborhood services department programs and events. Enhanced enforcement through details at designated special events to assist with traffic management and details in the stockyards every Saturday night.
Partners with a shared mission includes partnerships with several local agencies and organizations to further extend Fort Worth PD's crime prevention strategies to portions of the city's population, including youth and students, gang members, and victims of domestic violence. These partnerships include after-school programs at 4 ISDs, Fort Worth, Crowley, Keller, and White Settlement, and 2 safe haven locations, Safe City Commission, One Safe Place, Crime Stoppers, Coming Up Gang Intervention Program, youth and young adult athletic leagues, and other community-based organizations whose efforts are to prevent crime in the community and aid victims of crime.
CCPD funds specialized equipment, technology, and facilities. The Crime Control and Prevention District pays for all jail costs as well as the replacement of high-mileage vehicles and motorcycles. Examples of the types of law enforcement equipment supplied by CCPD funds include in-car video systems, mobile data computers, the police radio system, and technology improvements. CCPD helps fund the Fort Worth PD's DNA Crime Lab. CCPD has funded several facility projects including the new North Patrol Division headquarters on North Riverside Drive, a new heliport at Meacham Airport, and renovations and security improvements at various patrol and administrative facilities.
The last funding category is recruitment and training. CCPD funds new officer recruitment, in which Fort Worth PD recruits at events, colleges, and career fairs throughout the country. This program also encompasses the Explorer program to raise awareness of law enforcement as a career among youth throughout the city. The CCPD also funds recruit officer training, which includes the funding of supplies, equipment, uniforms, instructors, and salaries for recruits while they're attending the police academy. CCPD also funds 2 training officers to enhance the department's existing training staff.
The CCPD continuation election will have the following proposition on the ballot: whether the Fort Worth Crime Control and Prevention District should be continued for 10 years and the Crime Control and Prevention District sales tax should be continued for 10 years. For more information, please visit our website, give us a call, and/or email us. Election Day is Tuesday, July 14th, and early voting begins June 29th and runs through July 10th, 2020.